Hey everybody, and welcome back to Cutting Through. So we've been following up on what the restaurant scene has been like in other cities, in Delhi and Bangalore specifically, and right now, we're going to be talking to Chef Vikas from Bangalore to see how things are over there and what the scene is like over there. And I'm particularly interested because in Bombay, nothing has opened up, so we don't have a sense of what it's going to be like in the city. Learning about how things are in different parts of the country. There you are, Vikas. Hey, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. How are you?
Oh, all well, all well. So, as I was saying, trying to understand how things are in the different cities to see which have opened up, to understand what the
Sure.
reactions are from owners, restaurateurs, and most importantly, diners to the whole dine-in experience. Uh,
Sure.
Restaurants have been shut for so long that any positive signs that we see of customers coming in is good for the entire industry. So let me just quickly introduce Vikas. He is one of our celebrity chefs. He's on television. He had his own food show. He's written a couple of books. He used to be the chef at Horus, and then he was with a corporate chef, and he opened a couple of other restaurants, Sing Kong and Sancho's initially in Bombay. And now in Bangalore, he he's corporate chef for the company where, apart from two restaurants, he also takes care of a number of catering facilities. So right now it's Sanchez and Srirasha. And
Correct.
Vikas, from our conversations, I mean, I've been really pleased to hear that people are coming in restaurants in Bangalore, and you're doing a pretty good response. You got pretty good response.
Yes, very true. In fact, on the weekends, the things are really changing quick and fast, which is a good news. And we all are looking forward to that. I think Bangalore is giving us a lot of hope that the diners are coming out. And of course, the one question, especially, for our restaurants, what people ask is, when are you starting with liquor?
Okay. Well, I can imagine there's nothing more relaxing than sitting down with a drink with a
Yes.
couple of friends and
Hmm.
that really kind of gets you in the
Sure.
mood. But Vikas, just to understand, what exactly are the rules that have been set for you guys to operate? What are the SOPs that the government has mandated for you?
See, as we spoken, the FSI guidelines are being followed by everybody, and it is taken up in a very serious SOP formats. And you have to follow that inside and outside. When I said, BOH and the front of the house, or back of the house, front of the house, so you have your planned out detailing that how you're going to be opening your back kitchens, how you're going to be opening your front of the house, the distancing between the tables, and how our servers are being attired now, with the mask, with the shield, wearing the gloves when you are serving it. Sorry. Okay,
Hmm.
are we on?
Yeah, but you're on the back camera.
Uh,
Yeah, okay, there.
yes,
Yeah,
I think I'm sitting on one corner table, isolated myself on the side, so we can
okay.
converse. So coming back to that, so the SOPs are being followed, and that's pretty much a new normal rule for us. And as you enter the restaurant, of course, your temperature will be checked. You're going to be sanitizing your hand as you have a sanitization station right at the entrance, and then pretty much you are not touching most of your menus and all because everything is there on your phone. So you can either take it as a WhatsApp, or you have a QR code which can
Okay.
be very easily downloaded, and then you can go through the menu, and then the process starts. So
Okay.
yes, and then the back of
So,
the house as sorry,
hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, but just to understand, are these guidelines or are these rules? I mean, is there someone who's actually following up and checking to make sure that you're actually enforcing them?
Yes, it is pretty much the rules because, as I said earlier, we had somebody visited our location and, from the municipality, the BBMP, to check what we are doing. So I'm pretty sure that, everybody is following at this time, and it's a need of the hour, and it's imperative and important.
Okay, okay. Sorry, you were saying at the back of the house also there are certain
Yes, so
rules that would be followed.
the back of the house rules are, we have talked about the thing that how the kitchens are being kept hygienically
Hmm.
even before this pandemic happened. So even now the rules pretty much remain the same, but yes, there's an addition of physical distancing, and you
Hmm.
make your duty roster in a way that you don't have too many people in the kitchen at a particular time, and to
Right.
do that, you have also, most of the places have implemented a slimmer menu, and that's what
Hmm.
we are
Hmm.
doing at Sanchez and Sriracha. We
Okay.
have trimmed our menus. At the same time, we have added a lot of specials on a menu, which is to do with the immunity boosting, which is very interesting with the clientele, and that's what is working for us.
Okay, okay. And how has been the customer response? Is there something that people ask you about? What are the processes that you're following, or are they just comfortable with walking in and just sitting down to a table?
You see, we started on 8th of June, if I'm not wrong. So from that day onwards, now we have finished more than 2 months of operation. Of course, in between there was another lockdown in Bangalore. Then we were asked to, not operate for a few days. So I can see now, customers are getting more confident. As I said, because earlier you can say it was a kind of getting a call. This is getting turned. Sorry. Uh, Sorry.
Hmm.
So,
So
coming
you're saying
back to what we
customers
were
coming, yeah,
discussing,
yeah,
yes. So, when they are coming, now it's been almost 2 months, and during this 2 months, you can see the confidence building it up. So maybe earlier it was, yes, no, should we go out? I think the confidence that's built over the time, and especially with the, your known customers, they know you personally, or
yeah,
they have been to your place so many times. So, and they have been in this last 2 months also, and then they've seen, the change in
yeah,
outside area. How the distancing has been kept, how there are fewer tables. We have taken a kind of a furniture out from our location to give that spacing. So I think all
yeah.
this is helping to build the confidence. The questions are not asked mostly nowadays.
Okay,
They are happy to go with the QR code. The conversations between the server and the guest is not over. Means it's not totally zeroed out. It has reduced, surely. It has become less,
right.
yes. Earlier we used to do live making of guac or live making of our sometimes at the Sriracha and at Sanchez. So that we have
Yeah, yeah.
stopped. So now what we do is we send it from the kitchen. So I want to tell you that orders are not stopping. So the orders are still there. So there is a hope.
Okay. One of the things that I've noticed, and I had this conversation with Kainas in Delhi as well, it's the customers who are coming to you are the customers who trust you, customers who are familiar with you. Is that something you would agree with? And how do you then attract new customers, or are you getting new customers at all?
It is 50-50. They have 50% of our regular, and they have 50% of, I think, uh, maybe the first timers, or maybe, they are exploring the places which are open, because there are a lot of places which are not operational at this
Okay.
time. So, so there is a 50% influx of newer clienteles. And when they come in and when they see how you're attending to them in this new system, I think the confidence is building on that.
Okay. So
Surely.
you're getting a lot of return guests then.
Oh yes, for sure. And
Oh.
at this moment, there's lots of delivery.
Hmm.
Which is also added to this. Earlier, we were
Okay.
not available on this delivery platforms, so
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
have added ourselves on to the delivery platforms, and that has been another segment for us, which has
Okay.
been doing pretty well.
Okay.
Pretty well.
I just want to take up the point you mentioned about the conversation between the the server and the guest. One of the huge issues now with contactless and all these precautionary measures is that there's a lack
Yes.
of hospitality. There's a lack of interaction, a lack of warmth. Do you feel that that is the case, or is there something that you've done to overcome that?
I think it's a matter of just time, and people are also taking it up like that. It is not necessary it's any lesser of warmth. I think the warmth is shown now that you're taking all the precautions, visible
Sure.
precautions. So that's the kind of a new warmth what you're giving to your customers. So I
Hmm.
don't think so it's gone. I think it's increased during this
Okay.
time. When you feel comfortable, right? Even us, when we are going out, to our
Yeah.
friends' restaurants, is the same thing. So we are learning from each other that how we are able to, live this tough period.
Fair
that's
enough. Fair enough.
that's a call.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see like earlier you'd have the concept of kiddie parties in the afternoon, and you'd have big groups coming out on a Sunday brunch and all that. Do you see that the
Yes,
number of people coming at one time has changed, or is it the same as before?
definitely. No, that has changed. Definitely, that has changed. The bigger groups are, they are always a smaller group now. That is what you
Okay.
see more. And, but the bigger groups, you can say we have been doing more like, a pack of 10, 15. There are a lot of outdoor caterings which is happening, in there.
Okay.
Because, see, Bangalore is blessed with a great climate. So
Yeah.
you have an outside space, in your bungalow, or you have a small open area in your place. So you have this small get-togethers are not over. It
Oh.
is happening,
Okay.
but with all the safety measures, yes, and that is happening, but more at home level.
Okay.
That is what is going on. At the restaurant level, no, not bigger tables are not common as of now.
Okay. So you're doing outdoor catering, or you're talking about delivery? Uh,
Outdoor catering as well. So we
oh.
also do outdoor catering, and
Mm-hmm.
we are also into delivery. We are also into takeaway. So all the segments which were earlier not explored, in the sense we were doing actually the outdoor catering we have been doing from the
Right.
very
Right.
onset of our brands. But
Yeah.
yes, deliveries and takeaways are being added now.
Okay, so
Yes.
there's a certain amount of flexibility that is required right
Yes.
now in this situation. Yeah.
Definitely, Antoine. I think in this situation, you have to be versatile, and you need to support every possible avenue. You need to explore every possible avenue to get going.
Okay.
In
Okay.
fact, as I discussed with you, we are coming up with actually four different delivery models,
Oh.
in next
Okay.
2 months, and it's starting from this Friday. So
Right. Right.
we are not letting anything. We're trying to go all out.
Well, that's
With all the
fantastic. I mean,
precautions, of course. With all
yeah. Yeah.
precautions, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I see no reason to kind of leave any opportunity at this point, and who
Yes.
knows what it will translate to in the future, even when things come back to normal. So there's so much of learning that you can have in
Yes.
this period. But
Sure.
coming to the menu, I mean, you talked about having smaller kitchen staff. I'm sure that the area will be regulated, and
Yes.
therefore you need a smaller menu to kind of implement. What has been the response of customers to that?
So for the kitchen, I'll just want to mention, basically now we are making markings in the kitchen, like more like a circles and rectangles,
Hmm.
kind of a thing where you keep that do gaz ki duri kind of system between
Hmm.
your cooking stations. So when you have to do that, yes, it will show on your menu. So menu becomes slim. But the response, if you see, we have kept all our signatures. So we have not taken any signature out. So we have
Hmm.
taken dishes which were not very common, but those are also coming in specials. So actually, if you go to see, we have truncated our menu, but we always have every week something coming as a special. So, whoever our regular clientele on delivery or on dine in, they're not missing
Hmm.
much. Not missing
Okay.
much. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And what
Sure.
about supply chains and your staff? I mean, is that now fallen into place? I know when at the start of the lockdown that was like in complete disarray, but has it now
Hmm.
settled down?
That challenge, I think, exists even now. That will
Okay.
take maybe some more time, because the whatever your the news which is coming out about this pandemic not getting over. there is still, few cases you hear about it. So all taking all the precaution into place. A lot of people actually moved out during that time. So a
Hmm.
lot of our staff has moved back to their hometowns during this last few months, and a lot of them were staying with us. So
Right.
we have accommodation for them. So all those who have been staying with us, they have been kept safe, and it is in a better state at this moment, I would say. But this is an ongoing challenge, I think, for us and for the industry, which we are going to be facing going
Okay.
forward as well.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about you personally? Have you been going out to other restaurants? Have you had the time or the inclination to see,
Yes,
to
yes, I
let
have
your
time. I have all the time to do that as well. But on a serious note, yes, I have actually done a air travel also during this time, which was quite experience by itself.
right.
From Bombay to Bangalore, and then quarantining myself and the family, because when you're coming to another state, and then even dining out, takeaways. Yes, we are into this field, and eventually we are keeping all the precautions in place. We are doing everything.
Right.
So personally, yes, I've been going out.
Okay. And I mean, how have you approached other restaurants? I mean, have you gone with the same expectations of hygiene and sanitation? Is there anything that you've been looking for to see that they are fulfilling, or that concerns you when you don't see it?
Well, not really, because we are in UB City, and all are our friends. Uh,
Hmm.
we moved to the next restaurant with our family for dining out, and we pretty much know about the precaution they are taking. And of course, it's visible. As I said, when I'm coming as a
Hmm.
customer, even to my restaurant, along with my wife, this is another way of checking, how my team is performing during that time. So
Right.
I pretty much do that, and I think all of us, in the sense, all of us in this difficult time, restaurants in particular and F&B in particular, I think all of them are being able to give their best in
Right.
this really tough time, really tough time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that the government, for instance, has not been very supportive either at the central or the state level. But what about other restaurateurs? What about restaurant associations? Do you get support from them? Is there any information? Or what's the kind of interaction been like?
To be very frank, I think everybody is working with their limitation. If you see, they are able to maybe, help us in putting up the SOPs, which has been there and is there on their websites. So I think all level of restaurant can go and at least learn during this tough time. I really don't know if cash can be given to, all concerned restaurants which are in a need of it. That is another challenge. I think that's a very different topic altogether, Antoine,
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
really answer on this. But yes, that's a very obvious challenge if you see in this industry in today's time. It is challenging.
Right, right. Yeah. But is there a sense of collaboration between restaurants, say, in terms of either, say, sharing resources or sharing information, or or is it still
Information,
more
yes.
competitive?
No,
Okay.
no, it's information. Yes, I recently had a chef's table at the restaurant. So have all the ammunition from Bangalore.
Yeah.
We had a lunch together, and it was a good experience to exchange. What all of us are doing during this time. So the bottom line was that the it is tough for everybody, every individual on an individual level, and every organization in F&B. I don't think so. Any organization in this time is stress free. It is a lot of stress around, but we have to live with it. We have to take it up with a big smile, and do whatever best we can pull it out during this tough times.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the concerns, of course, has been that, that because the revenue is now so much under pressure, that a lot of restaurants want to talk to their landlords and see, like, can some new arrangements be made? Is a problem that you faced, or is that a problem that you are aware of,
uh,
and has anything been done?
yes. Yes, this is a work in progress. So the talks are going on with all the landlords. In fact, yesterday I was checking up, on social media, you see so much information going on. Uncle Boone's,
Hmm.
a very popular restaurant in New York. I remember during my last visit, I visited them. So they made an announcement they are closing down. And they have written in their post, I think there was some reason to do with the landlord with the new terms. It could not be, dealt with, and then eventually 7 years of operation, and they're closing down. And very popular and very good restaurant. I've eaten myself there, and it was like outstanding, class apart kind of food and the whole environment. But it's sad. So yes, we are in a state of uncertainty for sure. Today, what we are talking. Tomorrow, what will happen, only tomorrow will say, to be very frank with you. So we are living one day at a time, to be very frank. One day at a time, and giving our best at one day at a time.
Well, I mean, it's glad to see that at least, customers are kind of supporting you and
Yes.
coming out, and, your delivery is picking up. So with your
Yes.
delivery, you said you're coming out with 4 models. I don't know whether you want to talk about that or not, but
For sure,
yeah.
I'm more than happy to talk about that as well. I'm
Okay,
more
so
than
please.
happy to talk about that. Okay, so what we are doing is basically we have 3 kitchens. So I'm trying to use my kitchen because in the end, in today's time, the footfalls are going to be limited, and we are
Right.
well aware of it. We are blessed with a strong back end, meaning we have a safe and sound kitchen with us. The safety measures have been in place for so much time, and we can dish out surely more because the footfalls are going to be more slowly picking it up. Until the time the liquor doesn't start, the footfalls are going to be always, a concern for any restaurant. It is great, but it is not where we were, before the
Absolutely.
pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think this is the best time to utilize your resources to the best, and also to keep them busy so the mind doesn't go somewhere else. I think that's another challenge we are facing. If you don't keep everybody engaged today,
Correct.
what are we going to start thinking? We are going to start thinking everything, not positive. So I want to keep everybody focused, and I want to keep, the good food keep coming out. And we thought about as a team together that, our expertise are in XYZ. So we are doing Asian brand. We are doing a Tex-Mex. We are doing a North Indian brand. I'm from born and brought up Amritsar, so there is garam masala coming out, and we also have a wood fire oven in Whitefield in one of our locations. So I'm using that oven for making a pizzeria. So the 4 brands which will be coming out, there is a Bangalore Pizza Company which is coming out. There is a Hakka Chow which will be on from Friday, and in next 2 months we'll have Mad Max and garam masala as well. So yes, I'm very
Okay.
excited about it, and the team is we all are putting up all our best efforts to get our back kitchen to support all these new dishes, and that's how we are keeping ourselves busy, our mind busy, and we are focusing. Next 2 months we are very busy.
Okay, that's really excellent. Just so these menus that you've got, like say Mad Max and Hakka Chow, they'll be completely separate from Sriracha and
Yes.
Sanchez, completely
Yes, they're
independent.
totally a different. It's a totally a delivery model, and it's a different set of dishes altogether, which is it's going to be packed friendly, and is going to be only available on delivery. So it's no dine-in. And yes, as I said, this is going to be a compact menus from Level Road. We have a kitchen, so we're going to be doing there. We are going to be doing from Indranagar, and then we are going to be doing for Whitefield. So there are 3 separate kitchens, which is going to be dishing out, and very different menu.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
And are you looking at
And
now,
price points, sorry, the price
yeah,
points, very important. So in this delivery model, what we have seen during this time is people are looking for, a comfort food at home. So all these brands are very comforting, and more like a comfort Asian, or a, street style Asian, or you can say, the Tex-Mex, again, a very comfort tacos, what you're going to be getting there. And from the pizzeria, we are even doing a full jackfruit. My favorite nowadays have been
wow.
the jackfruit. So we are doing a full jackfruit pizza. So we are trying to use local ingredients, Antoine. That's a focus. We're using local, which is also affordable. So in the end, the selling price is also very, very neat, very, very limited. It's not a very expensive model. It's a very,
Huh.
pocket-friendly models. What we are doing. All these are pocket-friendly and very comfortable food.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Well, the other thing I wanted to know about was, packaging. A lot of people earlier would have just gone with plastic boxes or the regular. Is there something new that you're thinking about with packaging, or are you staying standard with it?
Sorry, I didn't get you. The packaging?
Packaging. Earlier, if you
Yeah,
did packaging, you'd either go with silver, aluminum foil, or plastic containers. But now there
yeah,
seems to be people are thinking a little bit more about it. What has
yes.
been your plan for this?
Yes, the packaging is always another challenging aspect, especially when you have to deal with the Indian food, hot gravies.
Hmm.
We have been using ITC paper for Sanchez Sriracha. So on this, when we are putting it is challenging to, carry that food, piping hot food. So we have option of a hard plastic, reusable plastic, and also paper packaging. So which we have a mix packaging for these models. That's what we have worked out.
Okay, okay. And how open is Bangalore right now? As in, what percentage of restaurants would you say are actually functioning and have dine-in customers?
So my colleague just passed on the information with me. He told me that 28%, as per the sources, what he got is not operational. The
Okay.
restaurant with the bar I'm talking about, 28. So which means 72% is operational with the bar.
Wow.
Meaning with you're not serving any liquor, right? We are allowed to sell bottles, but we are not serving any liquor. But 72% of the restaurants are operational according to the information. I asked it specifically because I knew you will ask me. So I said, I said, please check. And as per his sources, he said 72% is operational as of now, which is a big number.
That's a huge number. That's a huge number. That's a
Yes,
number of
that's a
people.
huge number because it's not that visible, as you and even I personally, when I see, I feel few of the restaurants are not operational, which is visible. Uh, but that's a score. Maybe it's not 100% true, but yes, I can see 50% or 60% restaurant open that you can see when you're traveling because we have been I have locations at Level Road and Indranagar and Whitefield, so I keep traveling. So what I see, most of it is yeah, 50-60% you can see it's operational for sure.
Okay, I think that's a very very positive sign because over
Oh
here in
yes,
Bombay, we're all terrified of going. A lot of people are terrified of going to restaurants and wondering whether people will actually once restaurants open whether people will actually go back or not. Of course, I mean in Bangalore you all have the distinct advantage of space. You all have much bigger restaurants than we do, so even at 50%, you all can have a decent amount of people.
I agree and disagree with you. I think Bangalore is blessed with a lot of good climate. So
Yeah,
we really don't need to run too much of our AC. So the natural environment is really blessing. And you have a lot of restaurant, which is the al fresco kind of
yeah.
sittings. And that adds to it. And yes, I also agree with you that space constraint compared to other cities are different. No doubt about it. But let's stay focused and go with it. And I'm sure once Bombay open, I'm sure there will be enough players to get going as well. Because see, in the end, how much delivery are you taking it? Yeah, they're going to be mix of both. Deliveries
Hmm,
work on a daily basis, but on weekends, people want to still come out. And I'm
hmm.
telling you, I know personally of families who have, spoken to me and said, how about Saturday or Sunday? I said, yeah, more than welcome. Please come as convenient,
Hmm.
So they have been also checking, that
Right.
how does it work on weekends? Because weekends, you see a lot of people coming out, a lot of people coming out.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Positive
Vikas, thanks
sign.
so much. Yeah, no, thanks so much. I mean, for chatting with me and for this, because this is a really optimistic message for the industry, for restaurateurs in Bangalore, in Delhi, and other cities, and also for Bombay. When the city opens up, and a lot of people will have questions about
Yes.
whether customers will come back. So for people who will hear this now or who will listen to
Hmm.
this later, this
Yes.
is something that will give them hope and that will say that
Yes.
go ahead, take the chance. I mean, your people who trust you and people who are familiar with you
Yeah.
will return and will kind of live up to what you have with your reputation.
I think it's about also, building it up on this, your relationship at this time. Uh,
Yeah.
it is totally on trust, and it's also on trusting each other. not only me as an individual or this location. I'm saying I'm trusting the opposite restaurant equally, and I know their system in place. I know them, how they have been operating. So uh, it's a matter of time, I feel, and all said and done, whatever we have spoken, Antoine, but the one thing which is very sure in today's time is we have to live one day at a time. Seriously, this has been the learning, I can tell you, from past 2 months for me personally, that every day you have a different challenge. So
Fair
it's
enough.
one day at a time, but we are trying to stay focused and trying to come up with more, for sure.
Great. Well, Vikas, thank you so much for joining me this evening and for this conversation. It
Pleasure.
was really, really optimistic and a really positive message to go out there. And thank you
Thank you.
everyone for joining in and for listening in
Thank
to
you.
us. I hope when the restaurants open in your cities, you will also have faith in your favorite restaurants and will give them a chance. I know all of them
Yes.
are completely dependent on your support, and they're all waiting to have
Yes.
their guests back. So thank you
Yes.
so much, everyone. Stay safe, stay well. Take care, guys.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Bye bye.
Bye.